Hey friends of the sun, I'm ready. I'm going to Guns N' Roses finally. I wouldn't think it happens this morning when I try to buy a ticket, because it was more or less a nightmare. I went online, found a seat, not the best. Click on purchase, pay with credit card. Well, credit card has the two-step verification. Two-step verification means they send a one-time password or code to my phone number. Well, my phone number is not in my phone because I have now a Thai SIM, which I need here for all booking, Grab and whatsoever and not. I tried another way, which was also very interesting, because you can buy the ticket and pay at Family Mart, which is 1.5 kilometers from my hotel, is a Family Mart. I walked in there just to walk straight out again to figure out I don't know my Thai number either. Thankfully there was a nice guy passing by, and he obviously was waiting for a taxi or something. So I asked him for his number so I can call him, and so he sees my number. Anyway, after that happened and he gave me the number, which was no problem, I finally knew my Thai number. So I went on the booking app for the ticket again. Oh, the seat I wanted was taken, so I had another seat, which I finally got. Happy about that. Went into the shop, paid, and got the confirmation and another barcode on my phone that I have the ticket. Now it's almost 4:30. At 4:30 I booked a ride, because the stadium is something like 20 kilometers outside Bangkok, which I'm gonna be pretty excited after the show how to get back, because apparently Guns N' Roses plays almost 3 hours if they start in time. It's 11 at night in Bangkok itself, no issue, but 20 kilometers out with, I don't know, 20,000 people, all probably want to go back home one way or another. Let's see how to find the ride. Anyway, I'm done. I had a shower, I have my fucking shirt on, and I'm going to Guns N' Roses in Bangkok, Thailand, and see if they are that bad that their shows 2022 on YouTube actually look. I do like a lot of songs of them, but what Axel puts out of his mouth at the moment sounds like my voice, because I'm still a little bit sick, but I have good medications. There's a weed shop just down the road at the corner. Weed is actually legal, so I ate some cookies and feels better now. All the pain I have is basically easier to bear with a smile. I can't bring my GoPro, sadly, because there's no selfie stick allowed at the venue. There are some funny rules if they implement them. So yeah, I'm gonna get ready again. Wacken t-shirt, Rhoody, no fear, rock and roll, welcome to the jungle. Hey, good morning, friends of the sun. It is the morning after the Guns N' Roses concert in Bangkok, and I want to just put my thoughts about it on tape before I forget, and as long everything is fresh. First and foremost, I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Was pretty funny getting there. I got a taxi, and then they were really falling in line like I have no idea. The entrance procedure is a little bit different than I was used to. from European concerts or even Kiss in Hong Kong, but it went all pretty smooth. Anyways, I went in, and one thing I didn't like, I don't know if that's in Germany by now, all the food stands and everything, you need coupons. I hate that because I love to go fall in line on a food stand or a drink stand and then think what I want. Now I have to think first, go to the coupon, because there's also no refund and stuff. Good, so I decided, screw that, I can survive. Then I had a look at the merch stand. Sadly, they didn't have Bangkok special t-shirt, so I didn't buy one, because the regular Guns N' Roses, well, nobody needs them really unless you're a real fan, and I'm not the biggest fan, as I mentioned before. I just wanted to see once in a while, or for a change, a real rock and roll show. Good, so I entered the stadium, and to my surprise, my seat was not existing, so they sold me a ticket of a row which was not existing. So I'm going out again, grab that thousands of stewards or ladies stewards, all pretty cute actually. So the visual aspect is definitely better than going to a German concert where you have the no, you know what I mean. Anyway, they got me through some backstage gates to a ticket thing, so because that was outside, it took only half an hour to figure out that my row is not existing, you know, because it's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and mine was just not there anymore. There's the language barrier, serious language barrier in Bangkok, because most of the people here don't speak English, and if they speak English, I don't understand it. Add to that, I'm deaf on that side, so you just hear a complete mix of voices coming all through one ear, which means you don't even know where they come from. I never had an idea who's actually talking to me. However, they took good care. They gave me a much better seat. I couldn't care less where I sit. I just wanted to see a nice show with a semi-decent space. The Thunderdome Stadium itself, it's actually a pretty cool venue. It's a little bit older, so the seats, the little plastic shells. You can see the age, and you can see the ties that have obviously a way smaller ass than I have. Anyway, I had a better spot at the end, and everything was fine with me. The good thing about the stadium is the grandstands are not too high, and there's no ceiling on top of it. So with the open air show, it's important because you don't get all that reverb and echoes and all that stuff, acoustic, the audio waves banging between grandstands, grounds, back and front and speakers. So that was a pleasant surprise, and that was my first thought, and it proved right, because the sound of the show was really, really good. A real good show. Let's talk about the show, Guns N' Roses. For the third time now, I like plenty of their songs, but I'm not the biggest fan. It just happened that I went to that show, I don't know. And it was the correct decision. It was a good show. It was a real good show. It had some downs, but way more ups. I already mentioned the real good sound. The stage was the original show I've seen before on pictures and videos, so it's not a watered down show for just 2-3 cities in Asia. They really played the full show. They also played the full set of 3 freaking hours. I highly appreciate that. I mean, 3 hours, where do you see a live concert of a band playing 3 hours nowadays? They have enough famous songs, so fair enough, they could play 3 hours. I'm not going through all the single songs now because I wouldn't remember. I have to Google it. Anyway, it's the same set they basically play on the whole tour. Compared to other huge rock and metal bands which were touring now after COVID for the first time, I'm not 100% convinced about the stage setup. It was everything pretty flat, dominated by a huge video screen in the back where you saw tons of animations. which in my opinion interfered a lot with the actual light show and took a lot of the effect of the lights on stage away. I would have preferred less video animation, but I'm older, maybe the younger generation completely gets a little stiffy and wet pants when seeing all that weird flickering and fluttering. In my opinion, it did not necessarily always fit to the actual song. Talking about the actual songs and the music quality, the band, the drummer, the bass player, the second guitar player, they were a complete machine. They were a clockwork. I mean, they provided the red carpet where excellence / could walk on, and whatever they would do, it still would sound great. Now, talking about Axel, he is beyond his prime. That's a fact. But he did really good. He did much better than I thought he would. He performed very well. He moved his big ass across the stage and hit the notes. If there's one song which was more a weird crackling instead of singing, was November Rain, which is really sad, but they couldn't skip, I guess, because he's sitting at his piano and doing what he does. Makes a little bit of drama. So I'm not sure about that song. All the others, I was more than positive surprised. It was a powerful voice, most of the time really on tune, and he moved a lot. So being once in a while out of breath and not hitting a tune may be excused for a man in that age, especially when you saw or heard what he did the last 2-3 years. Sometimes he was really, really good. Then we come to Slash, and wow, what a disappointment. I seriously was disappointed. Now some of you may think, does Rhoody joke? No, I'm not. The first half hour was horrible. He would get fired from each cover rock school band. It was really, really bad. It got a little bit better over the time, but during the whole 3 hours, I was not impressed. Not from his technical skills, not from the way he played. His guitars, the Les Pauls and all his other guitars sounded really, really good. The guitar sound was fine, so it's not that. But imagine you're a musician or even a singer, and you just play to the song. It can be really, really good. Your technical skills or everything could be good. Could be the original tunes, but you play to the song. You don't fit into the song. You don't go smoothly along with the song. And this is what I saw and what I heard with Slash. He just played his thing, and it not necessarily fitted perfectly in the song. Now the other guitar player, I have no idea, his name Robert something, I think. He had the honor also to play 2-3 guitar solos. One was actually a solo with Slash together, and when he played his solo, it fitted bam, straight into the song. Like, it fits there, it belongs there. While everything what Slash did was basically just on top of the music, and loud and loud. That was a thing. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably in the contract of Slash, who is known for being once in a while a little bit different. But his guitar was dominating. You almost couldn't hear the other guy's guitar most of the time, no matter which direction you stand and where you stand in the audience. The second Slash played, it was boom, it was there. And it didn't really fit all the time. So it's still okay, it's still better at Slash, so I'm probably not allowed to say stuff like that, because all the Guns N' Roses freaks would, well, they probably freak out hear me saying that. But that could have been a little bit better. He could have blended in better, but it was more like, here's the band, there's Axel, and there's Slash. And it was Slash and Guns N' Roses, not Guns N' Roses. And I didn't like that much. However, the others made up for that because they were all brilliant and good. Brilliant, the three others from the band, good to very good acts. They also had two keyboard players on the stage. I'm not sure why. They were introduced, so one guy was actually once on the big screen and the other was a chick with tits. What they actually contributed in a musical way to the whole show, I have not the slightest clue. She looked good. He didn't look that good, but I don't see where I didn't hear where two keyboards were at that show in that 3 hours. They were just not there. At some parts, it may have been nice to have a little bit more sound blanket in the back with the keyboards, but couldn't hear it. So overall, what I can say was a successful. It may sound a little bit too critical what I'm saying now, but that's just. I've seen a couple of thousand shows, so that's just my experience from working in the music business. However, it was certainly worth a visit. 3 hours, one hit after another, after another, after another. You name the song, they played it one way or another along their show. One thing they could have done more, there was basically no interaction with the audience. The audience was allowed to sing two refrains at Knocking on Heaven's Door. Axel said once, good to be back in Thailand. And the bass player, what's his name? Duff said once, hello motherfucking Bangkok. Not my words, he said it. And that was the whole interaction, though, not like, oh, you shout, all that little games the audience love. And word about the audience, they were not that excited. They were rather quiet. To my surprise, I was clapping more and having more fun than most of the people around me. And they were all dressed up in Guns N' Roses and t-shirts from 170 years ago and from the past and from everywhere in the world, and Guns N' Roses tattoos. And I was thinking, oh, that's gonna be a big party before, and it actually wasn't. I prefer my little Japanese like I had on Kiss, where there were just 50,000 people completely freak out for 2.5 hours. Didn't happen at the Thunderdome Stadium in Bangkok with Guns N' Roses. However, good thing is Thais are still smaller than I was, though I am, and so I could see everything very clearly. I enjoyed the time, and it doesn't matter if they enjoyed it, I did. And that's the most important thing, that I didn't burn my money, but had a great evening at the Guns N' Roses show in Bangkok, and enjoyed my time, myself, the music, and the whole concert feeling. And that's it for my concert review. Bye!